Beautiful State Farm Stadium gleaming in the afternoon Arizona sun, home of the Arizona Cardinals, and Sunday, the site of Super Bowl 57. We're a little more than 72 hours away from kickoff. The Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Eagles fans turned that stadium into Lincoln Financial Field Southwest back in Week 5.
Yes, sir.
Expect to see a lot of Eagles green in just 3 days' time. As we welcome you to Birds Huddle, powered by our friends at PointBet. Coming to you live from Glendale, Arizona. Barrett Brooks, Michael Barkan talking about Super Bowl 57. It's exciting. It's here. It's days away. Try to keep a lid on it.
No,
it's tough to do.
I'm starting to get ornery now. You know, it's that time, man. We're about to play in a Super Bowl. My Birds are about to play in a Super Bowl. So I'm trying to contain myself. I'm starting to get a little ornery, man. My blood is starting to boil, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Third time this edifice is hosting a Super Bowl. Fourth time, of course, for the Eagles that they will play in one. How about Nick Sirianni? Chiefs had their availability, and the Eagles going right now. Here is our stances, 3 stances, and it starts on Mission 57 with Nick Sirianni. First stance. Here we go. Are you ready?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go with the first stance. It's a 3-pointer. First stance. This will not be the only Super Bowl appearance for the Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts combo.
Yeah, this is much different than we saw when we had, the last time we've been to the Super Bowl. At this point, we do have a franchise quarterback, and we have a head coach that is going to be one of the upper echelon coaches in the league. You know, you can tell that he's one of those guys that understands what he has in this, quarterback. I love the fact that Jalen Hurts is taking the reins of this team, and they're loving him. They're riding his back, and his shoulders are big enough to take this team. I'm trying to liken this relationship that these two have to the great, relationships I've seen as far as head coaches and quarterbacks. Quarterback Joe Montana, Bill Walsh. You got Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and now you have Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. These guys work well together. They absolutely love to work with each other. Both of them draw strength from each other. You have a young quarterback that's taking hold of this team, and he has all of them talking and saying the same things, believing in one concept, one goal, and that's to win a Super Bowl. It's not a coincidence that they're there. This is from this young man's work, him understanding what he needed to do to get those guys together, to come together and just go out for one specific purpose, to be here, right here in Arizona, winning a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. But these two are Super Bowl beginners. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes aren't. So here's the second stance from Barrett Brooks. This Eagles secondary is better than the Chiefs wide receivers, except Travis Kelce. Will exclude him for good reason.
No question, but you got to look at what those guys out there. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Valdez Scantling. Really good wide receivers. But can they hold up to the guys that we have out there at the cornerback position? We got 2 guys that are all pros, 2 guys that are Pro Bowlers. I love the fact that these guys can go out and cover anybody in the league. In fact, we got a trio of guys that can do it. Big Play Slay, Bradbury are 2 of the best in the business that going out there and cover those guys. So, yes, we have a decided advantage of them. Yes, they do have some guys that can run a little, because Xavier's Tony, he's more of a scat back type of guy, a gadget type of player. But he's not a guy that's going to go out there and beat you at the wide receiver position. Andy Reid, that's just one thing that Andy Reid does. He puts his guys in positions in which they'll help them grow. He's not going to put Xavier's Tony out there and have him running really wide receiver routes because he's not good at that. But he will have Scantling those guys out there running routes. And I do believe they will be okay, but they won't be able to go against the likes of our cornerbacks. Bradbury and Big Play Slay are definitely 2 of the premier cornerbacks in the league. And together, that tandem can shut down anybody.
But there's a matter of an MVP caliber quarterback might win the MVP tonight at the NFL Honors. How about Patrick Mahomes and who's going to handle him?
Well, see, that's the problem. That he is good enough that he could be that determining factor. But I love the fact that our defensive line can get out there and rush the passer. Those guys are the best in the business right now. I've never seen, 2 sets of starters go out there and rush the passer like these guys do. They're prolific in how they get to the passer. They're no doubt the best defensive line in the NFL at getting after a quarterback. And we still know Patrick Mahomes, he may not have a bum ankle, but it doesn't matter. Those guys can rush the passer. I'll put my stock on those guys going out there and making a huge difference in Patrick Mahomes not having the best game simply because they're going to get after him. He's not going to run away from Hassan Reddick. He can't do that. Hassan Reddick can run just as fast as him. Sweat. I'm going to see this all day long, So their tackles are not as good as our defensive ends, which will give us a decided advantage when we go out there.
All right, stance number 3 for Barrett Brooks. You can't forget about special teams. In your third stance, special teams will come into play. It will be critical on Sunday.
Oh, no question. This is the only Achilles heel that this Eagles team has that they're not good at. And I'm going to start off with something, we never talk about, but we should. Our punter. I mean, I'm looking at
one?
Brett Kern.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much. He has not pushed the envelope enough for me to be really at a point that he started. I had never thought that I was going to go back and say, I need Aaron Sipples back.
Yeah.
But we need him back. We need him to be healthy enough to go out there and play. Because these short punts, we just can't go out there and think we're going to win a game. That team that we're playing against is too talented not to be able to go out there and flip the field. That's what punting does. You flip the field. It used to be a decided advantage for us. It's been a negative for us. We need somebody to go out there and make a difference. And if he doesn't play well, this team is likely going to be hindered a little bit because of it. We also need Boston Scott to go out there and have a huge run back, a huge game from the kickoff return position. He can be out there and be that lightning bolt that we need to get things going, get our offense starting in great field position. Then we got Devontae Smith. Maybe we put him back there and punt return him. He's good enough. The Slim Reaper can definitely make things happen, flip the field with his special skill set or taking the ball just like what he did in college. I think you need to pull out all the stops in order to win a Super Bowl. And I think those two guys returning the ball can do that. Boston Scott, and then we go out there and give Smitty the ball on punts, can definitely flip the field for us and give us a decided advantage in special teams for once.
All right. Maybe a big return for a touchdown.
I need that, man. We
like
haven't even come close. The biggest we've had is what? Boston Scott and his 55-yard kickoff return?
Yeah.
That's the best we've had.